Hi everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm a services expert and I'm here today because I came to show you what's new in the Projects app for Odoo 17. The agenda for today is quite straightforward. I'm going to start showing you what's new in Odoo 17, so what are the new features. And then I'm going to go straight to the database to show you the demo of these new features so that you can see them in action. After my demo, you will have some time to ask your questions. So stay until the Q&A. What's new in Odoo 17? One of the new features, it's actually a revamp on a feature that we used to have. If you recall correctly, in version 16, we used to have 3 different task status: in progress, ready, and cancelled. Now we have 5 status. We have open status and closed status. The open status are in progress, changes requested and approved, and then we have closed status, which are cancelled and done. So now a task will be considered closed when it's in a closed status instead of in a folded stage. We also have introduced a new status called waiting status. This status is going to be there if you're working with dependencies. So if you have a task which is blocked by another task, you're going to see the waiting status whilst the blocked by task is still ongoing, so in an open status. As soon as the blocked by task is marked as done or cancelled, then the next one is going to be automatically flagged as in progress instead of waiting. The next feature I wanted to show you is the recurrent task. So now this is a feature that also existed in the past, but we have revamped it. So if you recall, in version 16, we used to have a task. When you have the recurrency activated, we will have the task that's created on the date of the recurrence. What does this mean? It means that, for example, if you had a weekly recurrence to perform a task, then on every Monday, for example, then the next task will be created on the next Monday. But it had a limitation, which is that if you wanted to plan these tasks in advance, for example, if it was a meeting with a customer that you needed to arrange, or if you wanted to assign it in advance, it was not possible because the task was not there until the day of the recurrence. But now we have changed this feature. How does it work now? Now you will have the next task created as soon as the previous one is marked as done, and this will allow you to plan for the next task in advance. We have also implemented an integration with subscriptions, so now your recurrent tasks will be integrated with your ongoing subscriptions. The recurrent task will take the subscription's deadline and also the subscription recurrency, and once the subscription is closed, the recurrency of the task will be closed as well, stopped. The other feature I wanted to show you is the Create on Project button. So now if you're using a product of the type service on one of your sales orders, you're going to see the new button Create Project so that you can create a project on the fly and link it to this sales order. This will allow you to have some flexibility without having to configure and automate the creation of a project every time. Another very cool feature that we implemented is the projects in multi-company. So now if you're in a multi-company environment and you need your employees to be working in projects of another company, this is going to be much easier and you will not need to give access to the other company to this employee. So right now you only need to leave the company field empty, and then people that have access to the project app will have access to this project in every company of your multi-company environment. We have also some new features in the timesheet application. One of them is to help you to follow up on your timesheets better. You will see at the end of each day in the grid view, you will see the amount of hours that are missing to timesheet or that you recorded extra for that day. And also at the end of the period, you're going to see the amount of time that you recorded extra or that you're missing for that period. For example, in the screenshot on the screen, you can see that I'm looking at the week view, and you can see that I'm missing some time in some days, and you can also see that I'm missing 25 hours for the full period, in this case for this week, and this is based on my working calendar. Another new feature we implemented is the timesheet leaderboard. So here there are actually two new features that we implemented in order to improve the way that your employees do their timesheet. One of them is a tip of the day. So you're going to be able to configure some tips of the day in the configurations of your timesheet application. And then you can provide tips to your employees on how to do their timesheet correctly. You can also assign a timesheet target for each employee, so that people can follow up on their target and see if they got to their target or not for every period. And we have also implemented this billing rate leaderboard where they can see the ratings to see who are the people that have a better billable rate according to their targets. Finally, I want to introduce you to the new app called To-Do app. This is actually the Notes application that was renamed to To-Do, but it has also changed a little bit because now it's based on the project.task model, which means that it's better integrated with the project application and that you will be able to create tasks from your to-dos. And much more. Besides this, we have also improved the project updates, and we have done a lot of improvements here and there that are aiming to make your life easier. But let's see directly in the database so that you can see how do these features look like. As soon as I go into my database, you can see that the new design is there. The milk design has been is across all the database, so you can see that changed already quite a lot, the view. I'm inside of the project application, and here I have different projects. I'm going to go inside of one of my projects quickly so that I can show you how easy it is now to create subtasks. So, for example, I'm just creating a subtask on the fly right now, which is super easy and super convenient. And if I go back to the Kanban view of my project, I have also a very good overview of all of the subtasks of this task. Also from the Kanban, I can actually assign or unassign people from this button. So, for example, I can unassign Mitchell admin and assign Joel and Mark Demo. Here you have the status button, and from here you can see the new status. So like I said before, now we have a differentiation between open status and closed status. In version 16, a task was considered closed when it was inside of a folded stage, but now a task, since version 17, a task is considered closed when it's in one of the closed status, so either cancelled or done. Then we have the new open status, which are in progress, changes requested, and approved. And you can, of course, change the status directly from the Kanban, and it will update the bar on top. Now, just from the Kanban, I can even update the status of the subtasks. For example, I can mark this one as done. When a task is marked as done or cancelled, so in a closed status, it will be a little bit blurred out, so that you can see it's a closed task. Now, I'm going to jump inside of a task and show you that this one, for example, is blocked by another task. So I'm working with task dependencies, and I can see that this task is blocked by another one that I have to perform beforehand. If my blocked by task is still ongoing, so in an open status, then my main task will be in status waiting. Waiting is represented with the hourglass symbol, and you can see it as well from the Kanban view here. And as soon as my blocked by task is marked as done or cancelled, then you will see that the status will change automatically to in progress, because you know now this task is ready to be performed. Okay, now I want to show you the recurrent task and the refactoring. So first I'm going to go to my sales application, and I'm going to create a new quotation for my customer Dico Addict, and here I'm going to add a subscription service, which is office cleaning service. Okay, so this is a subscription product. It has a monthly recurrence, and I'm going to add a deadline on May 2024, so next year. And this product is configured so that every time that I confirm a sales order, a task will be created automatically inside of one of my projects, so that I remember I need to perform the cleaning service. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and confirm the sales order, and as you can see, my task has been created automatically. If I go inside of the task, you're going to see that it automatically took the recurrency of the subscription and also the deadline of the subscription, which is very convenient. Now let's imagine I'm going to perform this task on Monday the 30th, okay? And this is the recurrent task, and I'm going to mark it as done. So let's imagine we did it, and now it's done. As you can see, Odoo, as soon as I marked it as done, Odoo automatically created the next task. If I go inside, again, it has the right recurrency, the right end date, and it has also took the deadline for next month. So it's already even planned for me for next month on the same date. But of course, I could choose a different day. For example, in this case, I want to go on the Monday again, and I can also edit the assignee, for example, in the recurrent task. Now, if I go back to my subscription, let's imagine that my customer called me and they said they don't want to have this subscription anymore. It's too expensive for them, so they don't want to have the office cleaning anymore. So I'm going to close the subscription. I'm going to add the reason that the subscription is too expensive. As soon as I submit, the subscription is closed, and what happens to my task? If I go back to my last task, which is the ongoing one, you're going to see that the recurrency also stopped on my task. So that's the integration between subscriptions and recurrence, and that's the new task recurrency feature in Odoo. Okay, I'm going to quickly jump into the timesheet application to show you the new features here in action. You can see that if I hover over a day, I can see at the end of the day the amount of hours that I recorded extra, and if I was missing hours, I will be able to see it here as well. Now, if I hover over the week, you can see also the accumulated amount that I timesheeted extra for that period, in this case for that week. And if I was missing hours on this period, Odoo will tell me, and Odoo will realize, because based on my on the contract that's allocated to the employee of the user I'm using. If I hover a little bit, if I go a little bit to the top, here you can see the new timesheet leaderboard. So you can see some information about the my billing, my target, and my billing rate. And if I click on the billing rate leaderboard, I can see who are the people that has the best billing rate based on their target, and also what are the 10th top people that have the best billing rate. On the right side of the screen, I can also see the tip of the day, and today is if you help a colleague on a project, your time should be recorded on this project's timesheet as well. Okay, so it's a very good tip. I should follow it. Now I'm going to jump into my sales application to show you another feature. In this case, I'm going to sell a project to Azure Interior. And in this case, let's imagine I'm a consultancy company and I sell projects based on timesheet. Sometimes I sell a little amount of hours, like 2 or 3 or 5 hours, and sometimes I sell a lot of hours, like 100, and this is the case right now. So I'm going to put 100 hours on this sales order. When I sell little amount of hours, I don't really need a project because I don't need a lot of planning and organization. But when I sell a lot of hours, I do need a project because I have to organize my project in phases, and I need the task, and I need to do some planning. So now you have that flexibility. If I confirm my sales order, you're going to see that I have the new button create project that will allow me to create a project directly from a sales order without automating it every time. So it's really on demand. If I want it, I can create a project, and if I don't want it, I do not create one. In this case, I'm going to create one, and I'm going to call it Astor Interior Consultancy. Okay, perfect. Now, if you click on See Examples, you can very quickly choose one of the Kanban examples here that are actually a template for your stages. So I'm going to choose one and use this for my project. And as you can see, I don't have to create all of the stages one by one, which also saves me a lot of time. Now I'm going to create some tasks on this project. To create a task, we have also implemented some shortcuts. So for example, I'm going to create one task for my kickoff. And here I'm going to add a tag, and I will do it with a hashtag. And here I'm going to add the hashtag kickoff. I'm going to also assign it to Mark Demo, and I do it by using the shortcut add. And I'm going to allocate to this task 20 hours. And I want it to be a high priority, so I'm going to use at the end an exclamation point. If you do what I did and click on add, then you can see that my title is there. It already has the tags that I wanted to have. It has the priority, it has the allocated hours, and it is assigned to the right employee. So shortcuts can help you save a lot of time while creating tasks on your project as well. Now I'm going to jump into our new to-do application because I want to show you what are the things that you can do from this app. So here I can create one to-do very quickly. I'm going to put a name here. It's an office party. And I'm going to click on edit. When you're creating to-do, here you have an enriched field, and you can use the command / to add some structure to your text. So for example, you could use bullet list, you can use checklist, number list, you can add tables, you can add images, you can have different banners, headings, and so forth. In this case, I'm going to choose the heading 1, and I'm going to say office inauguration. And now I'm going to add with the command a checklist. I'm going to say that I need to go for food, for drinks, I have to get a DJ, and I need decorations for my party. Now I'm going to also add with the same command an image, like so. Nice. So I have my to-do that's already done, but maybe I want to create a task out of it because I wanted to assign it to someone else that's actually in charge of one of our projects. So I'm going to just click on the action button here and click on convert to task. Here you can select which is the project. In my case, is the office design, and you can assign it to whoever you want. I'm going to assign it to Mark Demo, and I'm going to add a tag for office party. Now I'm going to click on convert it to task, and as you can see, Odoo automatically created a task for me. It has the right name, the right project is set, and it's assigned to the person that I wanted to, and it has the tag there. And you can also see my description and the description of the task. So all the information is there. This is how you can create tasks from your to-do app, and it's also, so you can convert to-dos into tasks, but it's also super useful if you want to use, for example, tasks templates. You can use also your to-do app for that as well. Now I want to show you the project update. So I'm going to go back to the project app, and I'm going to show you the project updates of this project because I want you to see that we have implemented a lot of improvements in the project updates. For the ones that you do not know, the project updates are there for you to have an overview of your project's status, so that you can see what's the project profitability, what were the costs, what were the revenues, what's the margin, the milestones, and so forth. We have implemented some improvements. For example, now you can see the margins also in percentages. You have a better overview of all of your costs and your revenues, and on the top you have more smart buttons. So now, for example, you're able to see how many tasks are marked as done from all of the tasks of the project. You can also see how many timesheets, how many hours have been recorded versus the amount of time allocated to the tasks. You can see how much extra time has been recorded on this project already. And you can create, of course, new project updates. So, for example, this is the March update. And here it will be saved on the day. It will be like a frozen image of the day that you created the update with all of the information there. Now, another new thing on the project update is that you can create sales orders on the sales order items on the fly. So, for example, I can go here and I can select a product, service and timesheet. I'm going to add 2 hours to my sales order and I'm going to save. And if I go to my sales order and scroll down, you're going to see that the new line is added to the sales order for me. So now it's easier for me to add sales order lines to my sales order and directly from the project application. If you want to know more about the project updates, do not hesitate to come tomorrow to Adrian's talk about project updates. The last thing that I wanted to show you, or maybe 2 more things. The first one is I'm going to make a project for Azure Interior. Yeah. And if I go to my project, you're going to see that even though I created it on the fly, and not from a sales order, I have this sales order smart button to make my project billable. So I can click on this button to make it billable, and automatically I will be creating a sales order. So here I can add just my product, and then this sales order will be automatically linked to my project. So now there's better way or quicker way to connect and create sales orders from your projects. Now, yes, the last thing that I want to show you is the multi-company feature. So, for example, I'm in a multi-company environment right now. Some users have access to one company. People from San Francisco only have access to the company in San Francisco, and people from Chicago only have access to the Chicago company. But it can happen that sometimes they need to collaborate on projects. So we have this multi-company project, and here we leave the company field empty. So people from both offices are able to see the project and go into the tasks, work on the tasks, create them, edit them, and add timesheet on them so they can collaborate better. And this is new in version 17. You don't need to give users access to both companies. You just need to leave the company field empty, and this way the project will be available on all of the companies in that database. Okay, so that's it for this demo, and now it's time for the Q&A. Thank you so much.